Hello, everybody. We are here today. My name is John Caniglio, your DEA president, and I'm here with Kathy Paderak, our DEA first vice president. And we're going to talk to you very quickly today about a topic called purchasing pension service credit. So, for those of you that are unaware about what this is, when you retire from teaching, depending on the tier that you're in, you need a certain number of years to retire and a certain number of um, your age. Okay. So it varies depending on when you started teaching. And there is a link that I sent everybody in the email with this video that shows you the chart. So you'll be able to determine what tier you are in. Now, currently, NJEA is working on these tiers with the state to see if we can cut down our five-tier system to lessen the chart to four or even three tiers. But for now, we have the five tiers. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about buying back service time. Kathy, you want to talk a little bit about leaves?
Sure. So the thing is here, anytime you go on leave, for instance, maternity leave, or if you go out on FMLA for some reason, anytime that you're out on a leave like that and not getting your regular pay, you're not paying into the pension. You can't. You can't pay separately. You have to be actively working to have your portion of the pension payment made. So you go out on leave. You can go out, maybe you're out for a year on maternity or several months on FMLA, and you're losing service time. So you need to either get to your 25 or 30 years, depending on the tier that you're in. And when you're out, you're losing the time that accrues toward that amount. So you have options, right? You can do kind of one of two, well, you can do one of two things, but there are several ways to do the purchase, which John will explain in a minute. You can purchase back some time when you come back from your leave. You can buy back some of that time, but you have to be back from your leave to do that. You can't do it while you're on leave. Or depending on how long you're out on leave, you can just extend your retirement, a little bit longer. So in my particular case, I'm tier one, so I have to work till I'm 60 with 25 years of service. Um, and I took some time off to have my children, but I didn't take a lot of time. It was a couple of months here and a couple of months there. So I didn't buy back any time. I'm just waiting, an extra 6 months to retire. But if you're out for longer than that, or if you're in tier five, which is still in existence, and we hope it's not going to be soon, but if you are, you already have to work till you're 65. You're out for 2 years. If you don't buy any time back, then that's pushing you to 67. So there's like lots of things to consider in those scenarios. Really depends on where you are, what your circumstances are, and what you're willing to pay, what you're willing to work. All of those things come into play. So I'm going to let John explain to you kind of how you can determine, make some educated decisions with some important information that he's going to show you how to get to. It's very personal, so we can't give you like an example because it really is very personal to each person's employment. I'm going to let him explain that, but that's the basic overview.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. So here's the chart that we were referring to. And as far as the state goes for pension, right, the service time is calculated by how many years you paid or how many months you paid into the pension system. So, like Kathy said, when you are out on leave, you're not paying into the pension system. And that's why we're here talking about buying that time back so you can retire earlier, right? Here is the pension chart. This link is in your email today so you can take a look at it when you have a chance. These are all the tiers that are currently in our pension system, so you can determine what age and how many years of service you need to retire. So that's number one. Number two, the other link that you'll find today in your email with this video is this document called Purchasing Service Credit. Now, this comes directly from the New Jersey Department of Pension and Benefits, and it goes over everything that you need to know about purchasing service credit. They tell you where to go, how much it's going to cost, so on and so forth. So all of your information will be here as well, which you'll find in your email. In order to access or in order to get to the place where you need to go to purchase this service credit is a website called Member Benefits Online System, which is the actual name of it, but for short, it's called MBOS, MBOS. Now, you may have heard of that website before. Some of you, it may be new to you, but that is the place to go to check out your pension information, to input your beneficiaries. Anything pension related would be in that area. So I'm going to just show you what that looks like right here. This is the Emboss homepage. It has a bunch of different options here about retirement. You can figure out how much it would cost to purchase your time back, your service time, as using the purchase calculator, which is right here. The link that you want to click is this purchase application box right here that I circled in orange. And when you do that, it will take you to a page. You fill out your information, you hit submit. They will review your age, your tier, all the information that you put in there, and they will get back to you to tell you how much it would cost to buy back your time. Now, very important if you plan on doing this, like Kathy mentioned earlier, you want to do it sooner rather than later. The longer you wait in your career, the more expensive it's going to be because the payment goes on your they use your current salary in order to calculate the payment. All right. So the higher you go up the salary guide, the more expensive it will be for you. Kathy, anything else to add on any of that?
No, I don't think so. It is, I mean, it's important to kind of stay on top of this, especially if you're going out on some kind of leave and you really do want to consider it earlier rather than later because it can become quite expensive. There's lots of different ways that you can, and you'll see when you look at that fact sheet, um, you can make an initial payment yourself. You can have payroll deductions taken. You can pay in a lump sum. You can roll over money from a 401k or a 403b. There's lots of options and different ways to pay. You kind of have to explore that on that document. And then when you do your application, and you can always call them and they will give you good information. It's just something, it's really very important to keep in mind. A lot of people wait too long and then it becomes, you kind of get priced out. So it's an important thing to kind of have in your arsenal of information.
Yeah, and if you've noticed sometimes throughout even in our Dover careers or in other districts that you've been in, if you notice people retire 3 months into the school year or 5 months into the school year, and you always wonder why is that? Like, why is that happening? This could be part of that reason. It could be other things as well, but this definitely could be one of them that the person took some time off to have a child or some other medical condition, and they needed to make up that extra time in order to get their full service. So we just want to keep this video nice and short today to give you an idea of how to do this. We will be here to answer any questions you have. If you are interested in doing it, the information is here. Again, all the links are in the email today. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time with our next topic. Have a good day.